I'm Amit Kulkarni. I'm from the Tuesday Friday section of CS5610 course. This is an introduction video about my final project for CS5610 course called the News Network. The project is hosted on Heroku and I'm using MLab for MongoDB database. Let's quickly look at the homepage of my website. It consists of a brief introduction about me, followed by the links to my projects, my assignment, and the GitHub repository. It also has links to get in touch with me. So this is a brief introduction. This is the link to my assignment page. This is the link to the final project page. And this is the link to my GitHub repository where I've pushed all the code. These are the social media links to get in touch with me. Let's go to the home page of my website, of my project. Let me give you a brief overview about the project. So as we know that news is being generated rapidly and people need access to latest news from a variety of sources without having to visit the different websites or download different applications just to read the news from that particular source. So people also need a platform wherein they would like to express their opinion on any of the news articles by commenting, by saving the articles. They would also like to follow other interesting people to look at the different kinds of news that other people are reading. They're also interested in subscribing to publishers. The publishers could be a local organization or a local club from your school. For example, CCIS Hackathon Group, CCIS Athletics Team, or any of the publishers like that who would like to push updates and push news as it happens to all the subscribers. So News Network aims to be the central platform wherein readers and publishers can link with each other using the articles. The architecture and the technology stack that I've used is the main stack, in which I'm using MongoDB for the database, Express.js as the web application framework, AngularJS as my front-end framework, and Node.js, the JavaScript engine. Let's quickly look at the data models. So it consists of the user, comment, and article. So user consists of all the functionality related to the user. So the schema maintains the details of any kind of a user on the news network. So a user can either be a reader, an administrator, or a publisher. Any logged in user can basically save a list of articles, and he could be subscribed to multiple publishers, and he could also, if he's a publisher, he will have a list of all the subscribers, and this follows the many to many relationship. And if he's a user, he'll be able to follow other users. This is for one to one relationship. He also gets access to the list of people that who are following him, and of course he'll be able to log in using Facebook or his Google credentials. So the model server.js consists of all the functionality that are related to a user. Article consists of all the functionality related to an article. It could be creating an article, deleting an article, getting all the list of articles. So the schema consists of all the details related to an article, and these are the comments that are generated on the news network. These are the comments that will be done by the readers of the news network. The comment consists of uh, who is the user who has done the comment, and what is the article on which the comment is being made, and what is the comment. And timestamps to basically generate is something that is generated by the mongoose to create two fields called as created at and updated at. Now let's quickly look at the demo of the site. So on the home page, I am fetching the latest news from variety of sources as provided by newsapi.org. They are the API providers for this website. So I fetch some top news from that API, And this is for the general users, people who are not logged in. They can still be able to click on these links and read the article, whatever is published by News API. And they also get a source to the original article. And if they try to save the article, they see that it can be done only if you're logged in or if you can register for the site. A user who is not logged in, he'll also be able to search for different news sources. For example, if he starts typing BBC, he gets a list of all the news sources that start with BBC, and he'll be able to search. So this list is dynamically being populated by the APIs by hitting the API. So you can look at the network. If he selects a news source, we see that we are hitting the news API.org with our API key. And we also see that this is a responsive site. It is mobile first, so it's also easily accessible if a person opens up this website on his phone. Now let's try to log in. A user will also be able to register himself either as a reader or a publisher. Let's quickly look at the login. We see that if a user has touched one of the input fields and he moves on without entering anything, the Angular validation kicks in and it tells him that the field needs to be filled in. So let's try to fill in and let's try to put a wrong password. So this is where your database responds to back and says that no such user exists. Now let's put the correct password. So the home page or the profile page of a logged in user looks this way. So a user will be able to quickly update the name. Let's say we want to update the last name. Now if we hit refresh, we see that the last name has been updated. The user will also be able to see a list of the followers and the list of people they are following, and they can quickly navigate to their profile to see their list of saved articles. And if they feel that any of the articles is interesting enough, they could click on the article. They could get a quick overview about the article, look at the source, look at the comments, and if they are interested in reading the article later, they could click on save. And now this article starts appearing in the list of my saved articles. If you can see here, the article has appeared here. And as for all the articles, the logged in user will be able to comment on this either by hitting return key or clicking on this. And since Alice is the one who has generated the comment, Alice will be able to also delete the comment. And if we visit others' profile, we can either follow or unfollow them. If we click on unfollow, we see that Alice disappears from the list of followers of Bobby. And if I click on follow, Alice starts appearing in the followers of Bobby. Let's also have a look at the network tab. So as soon as I click on the unfollow or the follow, we see that we are trying to update the records using the put, and there is an OK as a response. And again, we have a put request that updates the list of followers for Bobby. And also we see that the site is responsive even if you're visiting somebody else's profile. Even if it is your profile, the site is responsive. We can check it for any other phones and we see that it is responsive. Also, a logged in user will be able to search for articles just like how a non-logged in user can do, except for the only difference is that if the user is interested in reading the article or if he wants to comment on this, he could save this article and now it starts appearing in the list of saved articles in the descending order in which they have been saved. Alice can also get a list of all the publishers who are on the news network. So we see that four of the organizations have signed up for this, and Alice can start following us. Alice has subscribed to the Sanskriti team, and she. This is also a way of getting to know who are the other users on news network. And once a user has subscribed to any of the publishers, they will be able to see all the news published by those publishers in my subscriptions. We see that Alice has subscribed to the CCI Sanskriti team, CCI's graduate hackathon team, and now is able to see all the news that have been published by those respective groups. And as for all the articles, Alice can comment on those articles. And since Alice is the one who has commented, Alice will also be able to delete the comment. Now let's try to log in as a publisher and see what are the options available to a publisher. So we see that the profile update part remains the same for a publisher. He'll be able to update his own profile, and even if we hit refresh, we see that the update has successfully been done. So as a publisher, Dan will be able to see list of the people who have subscribed to him. He can visit their profile, and he won't be able to follow them because he's a publisher, and but he'll be able to see the list of kind of articles that his subscribers are interested in, so that he could get more articles of the same interest. A publisher will be able to publish his articles, for example, article 1, and here's some description. Let's say the author is Danny Boyle. He can insert a random Google image. Let's say this is a message about a chess club. So if he has links to any of the images, he'll be able to post the article, and we see that now it starts appearing in his list of articles. And since he is the owner of the article, he'll also be able to delete the article. He sees the message that the article has been successfully deleted. Now let's have a look at how an administrator will be able to use the website. So an administrator is the person who gets all the detailed statistics. So these are the real statistics from the site. He sees that there are 9 readers, and four of the users are publishers. And he sees that totally 48 articles have been saved in the site and 64 comments have been generated. As an enhancement to the site, when we do this as reporting false news or reporting spammers or anything, the administrator will also be able to see those things, those reports here, so that he can take action on them. The an administrator can basically do four kinds of actions. So one of them is he could manage the readers. He'll get a list of all the registered users, and he could delete each of those users. He also gets to see a list of publishers, and he can delete each of those publishers. And if any of the articles have been reported false, or if he feels that the article needs to be taken off the site, an administrator gets full access to delete the article, and along with the article, all the comments as well disappear from the website. A user will, an administrator will also be able to add different kinds of users. He can add a reader or a publisher, and this has the same kind of validations. So an administrator needs to fill in all the details. Of course, an administrator will also be able to update his own profile. Also, the administrator profile page is also optimized for mobile. So it is mobile friendly, and he'll be able to make the updates here as well. Of course, any of the user can delete their own account and they can confirm it here. And so all the comments related to them, all the articles that they have published will also be deleted along with the account. And also it has a Facebook login and Google login enabled. So if I click on login with Facebook, we see that a request was generated. Let's log out and look at that again. So I'll be clicking on login with Facebook. This should basically take me to the Facebook web page wherein I provide my credentials, and it provides me an authentication code and redirects me to a callback page from where I can enter the site. We see that we received a callback code. This will be the unique code that will be stored for this session. And since I've already logged in and given permissions to this application, it does not ask me for the credentials again. Same with the Google. We see that we have received a callback from Google and it has provided a code that will be stored in our sessions, and it redirects me to the home page since I've already provided the credentials and given approval to this application. And as a user on this website, I can either register myself as a reader or a publisher. So let me try to register as a reader. And as for all the forms, all the this form also has the Angora validation. So if I try to move on to a next field without inputting any value, I see that it asks for those details. Let me try to register as a user. So if the username already exists, so for example, let's say Alice, let's see how that works. So the system complains that the username has been taken and I need to look for another username. Same thing with a publisher, but along with the same details as a reader, a publisher also needs to mandatorily provide the name of the organization that is representing. And again, this form has the same set of validations that are required. Let's say we try to give different passwords. So I'm giving different passwords and the validation detects that, and it also says that the passwords do not match. And this is the link to the API provider. Thank you so much for watching.